Anyway, all right. So, as everybody I'm sure in the room knows, it is ATS 553 Tropical Meteorology. It's also EBS 553 Tropical Meteorology, and I am Dr. Shardy, and I have my contact information there at the top of the syllabus. Preferred email address is shardyj@gmail, but university policy says no, you have to give me your Creighton email address, whatever. Anyway, so the Creighton email address actually does forward to my Gmail address. That's no huge deal one way or the other. My office hours there are listed as Monday through Thursday, 9 to 10:30 and 1 to 2. Obviously, you can come by any time and we are upperclassmen. On the other hand, if it's outside those times, I reserve the right to say, you know what, this is I'm kind of busy right now, so let's make an appointment or something like that, okay? But if you're in those times, I should be in my office. The class is largely handled in terms of documents and PowerPoints and stuff like that on the course CD and the course website. The course website is the incredibly clever cumulonim.us, which just forwards to another domain, but anyway, it's easy to remember. Anyway, so that's where your resources are going to be. Now, I don't quite have the website finished, but eventually all your documents, every day's outlines of their lectures will be there. I don't know, for some reason about 2 weeks before class started, I got the bright idea that I was going to rearrange the course, and so suddenly everything was messed up. So it's not quite 100% ready for prime time, but it will be by Friday. All your documents and stuff, if you've never taken a class with me, it looks like all the other class websites. If you go like the calendars and outlines, you see that there is a calendar with every single day's lecture will eventually have its outline there. All the days that have something important going on, like Labor Day, fall break, are labeled. All the registrar's key days, like last day to whatever that stands for, last day for schedule changes, all those kind of things are on there. You can get the actual university calendar from there. All the other resources are there, like your syllabus, your contact information. We read a lot. This is a reading class. There's lots and lots of things you read in here. Many of the things are in the textbook, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. Other things we'll choose from this list of papers and websites and stuff like that you'll be reading. You don't read them all. It's whatever I'm going to do that semester. Okay. I don't expect you to read like 20 papers or whatever. But I put them all there just because I don't want to have to redo it each semester. I just like weblog, which nothing ever happens on. Tropical weather web pages and stuff like that. Okay. It's all there, but it's all really big. Okay, like some of the documents that are on there are like 50 megabytes. Okay, that's really not practical to get that off the website. You could in a pinch, but it would take you forever. So it's also going to be burned onto a CD, and you'll get a CD on Friday. That's a lot faster. There'll be instructions on the CD how to install it on your computer, and then it'll just be on your hard drive, and it'll be real fast. Okay, so that should all be ready by Friday. All right, I'll just give you guys that. All right. Most of the stuff here on the front page of the syllabus is just stuff that the university makes me formally tell you, like the course description and the days on which you have that you can drop the course and stuff like that, whatever. Same with the second page. That's mostly just stuff the university now requires to be in the syllabus for certain level courses, things like what your outcomes should be and so on. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure any of that's brilliant. They make us do it now. Course requirements. One prerequisite for the course is ATS or EBS 113. The course has this website and CD. There is the assumption that you have access to high-speed internet access because from time to time there'll be like videos or comment modules. If you don't know what that term means yet, you will soon. They require relatively fast internet access. In practice, of course, you can always use the resources in the department if you're still using your AOL dial-up account on your modem at home. Okay, so but in practice, you have to make sure you can do that. Okay, we have to tell you that you're going to have a course CD, which in theory requires that you have a computer or access to a computer. Okay, if that's a problem for anybody, let me know. But we have to at least disclose that. And the textbooks. Okay. Mr. Kissel. I wonder who number 10 was. All right. All right. You're on camera. I'll talk about it after class. Okay. All right. I hear that there's problems with the textbook. You guys are not getting the textbook in the bookstore, is this correct? Okay. And they said that it'll be in by some date, like early September or something? September 1st. Okay. Yeah, what's going on is we used to change textbooks all the time, and we'd go find some interesting book that you wouldn't see anyplace else, we'd get it, we'd go get 10 copies of it, we'd use it that semester, those are the last 10 copies in the world, and it's fine. I really fell in love with the book last year. Okay, I think it's a really good choice of a book for this class, so unfortunately we used up more than the last 20 copies on the planet. So the bookstore is in the process of securing copyright permission to make copies of it for you, and they're estimating September 1st. Between now and then, I should stop the camera, we actually have scanned the entire book, and I will email you it chapter by chapter. You know, if they don't get the book by September 1st, I'll then send you to chapter 3 by then. I'll send you chapter 3, okay? Just don't do anything irresponsible like post it on the internet or something like that so that people will find it in the syllabus or something, okay? So I will email everybody in the class chapter 1 of the book, because I think that's what the first readings all come from after class.
All right.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Now, when you actually look through the book, by the way, you're going to say, gee, it kind of looks like an intro textbook, and it kind of is, okay? But that's not necessarily a bad thing, because it kind of re-explains everything that you learned in intro, but in a tropical context. You know, let's learn about why humidity is important in the context of the tropics. Whereas in the intro tech class, when you took that class, you probably learned about it, you know, in terms of dry lines or something very Midwestern United States, right? So it's not such a bad thing that you get forced to relearn all that stuff. Now, we're not going to spend much time on the book in class. Every day you have a reading from the book or from something, and what happens is at the beginning of class every day, we take a quiz on the readings. Okay? And sometimes if we're going to be running late or something, we don't do a quiz, but you don't know that in advance. Okay? So there's always a quiz on the readings. And since the readings are probably things that you were at least sort of familiar with, it's not like it's some huge challenge, okay? On the other hand, because we have a range, we have everything in this room from grad students to people who only had intro, it's a good thing to kind of level the playing field, and everybody gets to see Coriolis source there. Okay? Everybody gets to see, I don't know, density, I don't know, whatever. So the book is not exactly what we're using the book as a way to level the playing field, not so much like I'm going to lecture. There's 2 other books for the class, Climatology of the Toga Core, Volume 1 and 2 by Dr. Dayton Vincent and Dr. John Schrage. I don't know who that second guy is. Anyway, that book is also out of print, but that's okay because I have the copyright to that book. And so it will be on your course CD, and you'll just be able to print it. It's just that the PDF files are like megabytes, and so I don't want to email on to you or something like that. The readings for the first couple days, I'll just photocopy it or and read. All right. Basic classroom policies, these are just pretty much standard things copied off of every syllabus here at Creighton. Things like attendance policies. Basically, my attendance policy is be here. Okay? Almost any excuse works if you let me know in advance. I can't believe I just said that on camera. Okay, I mean, I don't, you know, there's official university excuses like grandparents died in a major car accident, have a court appearance, right? Okay, bleeding profusely, right? In practice, as long as you let me know in advance, it's okay. Okay, if you're sick on a day of this class, you're not probably so sick that you can't crawl to your computer and send me an email, right? As long as you let me know in advance, I'll be glad to send you notes, whatever I can do that would help. Okay, if you don't let me know in advance, that's not such a serious. That's a more serious thing. Probably still get you the notes and stuff like that, but those kind of absences count against you pretty heavily. I think it's after you're either 4 or 6, the university policy of those kind of absences who start absence failure proceedings against you, which in theory can end up that you taken out. Okay? In practice, most of the time it gets bogged out and you promising that you will never do it again, but whatever. Class cancellation policy is pretty much the same as every other university class. Unless you hear it from me, the class is held. Okay? If I wake up in the morning and I got the flu, I'll send you email, and the receptionist or secretary at the department will put a sign up on the door and all that kind of stuff. Okay, you hear from Kathy that class is canceled. She was pretty sure that Dr. Schrage was looking a little green. Yeah, she's pretty sure it's canceled. That is not official that when you didn't come to class and they're saying, well, Kathy told me. That's sort of all right. Academic dishonesty policy. You know the story. I don't want to look at academic dishonesty people, but that never happens. Basic writing criteria, again, this is something now the university requires in certain courses to have that formally in here. Most of these requirements here have to do with the essay questions. As you probably know, if you've had other classes with me, my test is going to be a combination of like objective things like multiple choice, true, false, and then some essays. Okay, well, people want to know how am I being graded on essays. This is basically what's going on. You'll see that things like grammar errors, spelling